Man, it's tough being both a gamer and a Flash fan, especially these days. Anybody who's been waiting this long for a solid Flash game knows exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, Warner Brothers certainly isn't going to do it, and even when the fans step up to try to start making something awesome, their games usually end up cancelled for one reason or another. Like, damn! It's even gotten to the point where some people are arguing that making a Flash game in general is basically impossible. Seriously though, what's so hard about making a good Flash game? I mean, all we want is one with the right story, a bunch of playable characters, open world gameplay, tons of things to see and do, and... Okay, fine, that definitely sounds like a lot of work. Still though, there are at least a few of us out there who think a game like this is at least kinda doable, and that's why both my brother, Gamer Geek Studios, and I are excited to announce that we're finally putting together our own Arrowverse-based Flash game, one that we're sure is going to deliver exactly what fans have been wanting to play since the show first came out back in 2014.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
Now, if you've been over to my brother's channel or seen the post I put up somewhat recently, then you would have seen this short teaser he uploaded on his channel, featuring the Flash facing off against Captain Cold in some very early gameplay, followed up with a look at some of the other models he's managed to get imported so far, like Reverse Flash, Gorilla Grodd, and Green Arrow. As far as the gameplay goes, again, it is very early in development, but I think he's already done some really great work here. The controls are insanely smooth and easy to handle, combat's slowly but surely getting worked in. Gotta love that you can actually fucking see how much damage you're dealing in a fan game finally, am I right? And some of his early work on the particle effects is coming along nicely too, like the Flash's lightning trails and Captain Cold's freeze gun. And keep in mind, everything in this teaser is literally just stuff my brother threw together in like a couple hours.
Holy shit.
I know, right? I mean, I figured we'd have some progress to show off relatively soonish, since he's really enthusiastic about working on this thing right now. But damn, I didn't think we'd have this much already. And he even sent me some more updates on stuff he's been adding and working on since then, while I was working on this announcement video. Like both Reverse Flash and the newly added Black Flash, capable of chasing the player down and dealing some damage, the new lightning trail effects, adding in some other non-speedster characters like Supergirl, even doing some work on adding in phasing and wall running. And as cool as all that is already, there's still a ton more we've been working on adding to the game since then. Like right now, he says he's been working on adding a few different super moves for the Flash to use, like his supersonic punch, the lightning throw technique, and a super speedy multi-punch move. I haven't actually seen the footage for any of these yet, so I'm not entirely sure how they look so far, but I imagine he's saving those for one of his future update videos or something. And while he's busy with all that, I've been trying to help him find a bunch of new models to finish rounding out the cast we need to tell the game's story properly. We have models for regular Zoom and Savitar that we'll be adding to the planned racing mode we'll be working on, more on this in a bit, but we really need some big ones like Kid Flash, Jesse Quick, basically all of Team Flash, tons of city stuff, really just a bunch of models when you think about it. We think he'll be able to make most of these himself over time, but, you know, if anybody happens to have any of those models already,
I'll take your entire stock!
Either way, he'll be talking about the models he's working on and what all we still need in some of his update videos moving forward. Anyways, getting back to the gameplay, we're also planning on trying to get a bunch of other content added in just because we really want to try kicking things up a notch from some of the other fan games that were in the works a while ago. Some of it I'm not entirely sure we'll end up doing, like the combat tower type fighting mode where you can go up against different groups of the rogues, but we are pretty confident we can add in a few of my other ideas though. Basic stuff like collectibles scattered throughout the map, having alternate costumes you can unlock and use throughout the game, even being able to play as some of the other characters in the free roam mode, all that stuff we're pretty sure we can get worked out. But the part I'm really excited about are the other game modes we're looking at tossing into this thing. I already mentioned the free roaming and the story, but I also thought it'd be really cool to be able to play stuff like a racing mode, and even some of the other modes I tried pitching to Techo for his game back in the day too. One of them we're looking at resurrecting for our game was almost like Halo's Infection game type, where you can either play as the Black Flash and try to hunt down other speedsters running around on the map, or play as one of the speedsters and see how long you can survive before getting dragged into the Speed Force. Either way, last man standing wins. Like I said though, all that stuff we're pretty sure we can work out, and I'm really excited to see how all that stuff turns out over time. But out of everything we got to talking about, all the potential and wish fulfillment type stuff I pitched and have been pitching this entire time, there's really only one idea that I've been trying to get him to look at that he says has a slim, and I do mean ridiculously slim, chance of making it into the game. That being the cut director mode from Crisis on Earth 1. If you don't remember, Techo revealed some gameplay of something that he called Director Mode in one of his update videos towards the end of the project. It was basically a customizable combat mode, you know, pick any character, fight any character, stuff like that. It seems like a really simple and basic idea, but the fact that you can play as any character and fight any character, and not only that, but as many copies of that character as you want, I don't know about you guys, but that sounds fucking awesome. So yeah, in case you can't tell, I'm kind of pumped about that idea, and again, I know it's a long shot, but I'm still holding out hope for this one.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Now, having said all that, I know some of you guys are going to be like, but comics, all that stuff you just said sure sounds cool, but what about the story? Like, what's this game even about? Well, as far as the story goes, that's being worked on by yours truly.
So you know it's good.
Seriously though, I really wanted to try something different with this game and really make it more of like a Flash-centric story than most of the other fan games tried doing before. Originally, we were going to go with like this big, expansive, crossover type of game, you know, something like Crisis on Infinite Earths or something like that, with all the trimmings you'd expect for a game like that. But my brother and I both realized that would have been a bad idea for a couple of reasons. First off, we really want to try to avoid as many comparisons to other fan games like Techo's as we possibly can. I know it sounds dumb, but you know, doing a Crisis game plus having a big roster of playable heroes and the multiverse traveling you would basically have to have for a game like that, yeah, it probably wouldn't have made us look too good. But also problem number two, it's really more of a personal thing for me. Like, I really just wanted to do a Flash game. Like, Barry and Wally really haven't gotten their chance to shine in any of the official games yet, not like Batman at least. I don't know about you, but I really want to see something on that level happen for these guys. Which is why, instead of basing the game's story directly on something we've already seen on the show, I figured I could do my own spin on some of the stories from the comics. Things like the return of Barry Allen, for example. I figured an original story gives us a chance to get away from all the twists and turns you'd already be expecting from the show, plus it gives me a chance to do that rewrite on Season 4 that I've been dying to do since that season wrapped. For the most part, I've got the story pretty much thought out, but I just gotta get it on paper.
Nothing. No ideas. Useless, empty brain.
Either way though, you really won't see this part of it in the game for a good bit, since we still gotta make sure the actual gameplay and all those other features I mentioned earlier are looking good before we start adding in all the extra fun stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I could tell you about the new CW Flash game my brother and I are working on right now. Honestly, we're both super pumped for this project. Doing something like this has been a really big passion of mine for a good while now, and we really can't wait to show you guys what all it's gonna look like when it's all said and done. Now, fingers crossed everything goes well, and we don't end up with the old C&D from WB, if you know what I mean.
Later, dudes. S you in your A's. Don't wear a C in jail over your B's.
Anyways, if you liked what all you saw in this video, or if you have your own thoughts on how the story aspect of the game should play out, then definitely let me know in the comments down below. And while you're at it, definitely head over and subscribe to my brother's channel, Gamer Geek Studios. Let him know what you thought about the gameplay teaser. He'll be uploading some great updates over there as he makes more progress putting the game together, and he also makes great Unreal Engine tutorial type videos. Link for his channel is going to be in the description and in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you all next time. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, then go ahead and click that like button, and if you're new, maybe consider clicking that subscribe button too. I've also got links to my Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Patreon in the description. You should probably check those out too. And if you want to see more of my content, then you can click the link to my last video. It's right there in the middle of your screen. Alright, and I will see you all next time.